service worked out after all.
Yeah, I guess it did. Let's have some.
Oh, we did order, and I only have a bad checkbook.
What? You have a bad checkbook? You don't even have any money? What is this?
I can explain it. Computer dating service worked out after all.
Yeah, I guess it did.
Computer dating service worked out after all.
Yeah, I guess it did. Let's have something to eat, okay?
Sure. Let's go ahead and call the waiter over. Waiter, could you help us, please?
Yes, may I take your order?
Yes, actually, it's the check. Oh, we did order, and I only have a bad checkbook.
What? You have a bad checkbook? You don't even have any money? What is this?
I can explain everything. Look,
In a sluggish economy, inflation and recession hits the land of the free. Standing unemployment lines, blame the government for hard times. We just get by however we can. We all gotta duck when the shit hits the fan. 10 kids in a Cadillac, standing in line for welfare checks. Let's all.
I heard there's some guy around here that's got a show called the Shane Show.
Really great.
Shane Devins? Yeah, the womanizer? That's him. Oh, gee, wow, he's a great guy. He is. Yeah, and guess what? Today, I hear he has a gentleman named Mr. John Cook. That's right, Mr. John Cook. About the John Cook saying. That's right. Okay, and now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is now. There he is, right there. I see him. Mr. Shane Devins, come on out here. Give him a welcome. All right, man. Shane Devins.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Tonight, we have a little bit of a different twist for our show. It's a live call-in show, by the way. Anyone who's watching the show right now can call in live. And the subject tonight is a very serious subject, despite the fact that I've normally done a comedy show. We're talking about, is slave mentality reality or fiction? So please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Cook is our special guest. Well, John, I already presented the question to you. Is slave mentality fact or fiction?
There are no free people out there. There'd be no way for a free man to know. There are no free men.
What do you mean by that, John?
Everyone's a slave.
Is there such a thing as a banking conspiracy, John?
I like the way you connect your questions. If there is a banking conspiracy, and we could expose it, who are we going to tell?
Well,
And if you don't like the banking conspiracy, close your banking account. Bail out.
well, let's see. Well, we can take it this direction. We're forced in the United States to have a two-party system. I mean, if we're upset with Republicans or Democrats, we keep voting one for the other. But what's really funny, John, is that in Europe and other countries, every political ideology and party is represented. It's not just Republicans or Democrats, conservative or liberals. There's very far leftist, communist, nationalist, fascist, the Green Party, the Greenpeace Party. Every political party is represented. But in the United States, we seem to only have a two-party system. And many people rumor that a trilateral commission is what Newt Gingrich and Bob Dole is a member of, and therefore that no matter who we vote in, that we get the same thing, which is a part of this banking conspiracy thing. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
You're talking about politics. You know what ticks are, and poly means many.
Well, give me an example of something they've really done to destroy our sovereignty and freedom as a people.
Have you ever driven to your car on the street and saw the red lights go on behind you and failed to acknowledge it? Your sovereignty's gone. When the red lights come on, you know exactly what to do. Everything that man with a gun tells you.
Well, what about searching through your car? What about the Fourth Amendment? What is? Don't they have to have probable cause to pull you over in the first place? Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
The Fourth Amendment might be fantasy, I'm not real sure, but it might be a good idea to ask this man with a gun and the red lights and the radio exactly why he stopped you. Maybe you'd like to know if the reason he pulled you over is a traffic violation, and if so, what is that violation? And if he tells you what it is, hold him to it, because he can't use his gun to gather revenue.
Okay. So, if they say, well, listen, I pulled you over for a burnout light bulb on your traffic tail, but I want to look through your car. I'm going to look through your car. What do you say then?
Well, you must establish if he's there to enforce the law or if he's there to enforce the code. That's why your first question is, did you pull me over for a traffic violation? Okay. And looking in my trunk is probably not going to be part of the traffic violation. Now, if I've got dope in my trunk and I got some illegal aliens and I'm trying to get back across the border, let me get about my business. And cite me for having the bad license plate or the bad tail light. Cite me for that because I've got to get about my business. It's not exactly the way you see it on these mainstream television programs called Cops. They come on very friendly, they look in the glove box, they look in the trunk, they look underneath the seat, they check your pockets, they handcuff you, and then they take you away and they steal your car. You have to go out the gate understanding that everything you have belongs to the state.
Amen, brother.
That's right. Well, we're going to stop. Let me ask you this, Doc. What is exactly a license and a permit, and why is it unconstitutional to be forced into taking part of these things?
That's two questions. You asked what is a license, and you said why is it unconstitutional. I do a contract seminar, and once you're in contract, at my seminars I taught that once you've agreed to go into a contract, if no harm comes to either party, it becomes lawful, or the contract is binding with the power of law. License comes from the word licentiousness. It's permission to violate the rules, to break the rules. If you make application for a privilege, the government doesn't give them away. You have to pay for them. You have to give them money. And there are terms and conditions under the licensing privilege that you've got. And one of the terms and conditions are that you must show a peace officer that license on demand. When he demands